Good morning, children. Welcome back to our fourth session of Mineral and Energy Resources. This is the concluding part of our lesson. Before sessions, you learnt about what are minerals, the mode of occurrence of minerals, and the classification of minerals under that metallic and non-metallic and energy resources, under metallic ferrous and non-ferrous, and non-metallic about mica and limestone you learned. And coming to energy resources, conventional and non-conventional. Under conventional, about electricity, natural gas, coal and petroleum I explained. Now today I am going to explain about non-conventional source of energy. The growing consumption of energy has resulted in the country becoming increasingly depending on fossil fuels such as coal, oil and gas. Increasing use of fossil fuels also causes serious environmental problems. India is blessed with an abundance of sunlight, water, wind and biomass. It has the largest program for the development of these renewable energy resources. When more demand on fossil fuels, to control the environmental problem, there is a pressing need to use renewable energy sources like solar energy, wind, tidal, biomass and all. Okay, today I am going to explain about them. Now coming to atomic energy, non-conventional source of energy. It is obtained by altering the structure of atoms. When such an alteration is made, much energy is released in the form of heat and this is used to generate electric power. Now location. Uranium and thorium which are available in Jharkhand and the Aravalli ranges of Rajasthan are used for generating atomic or nuclear power. The monazite sands of Kerala is also rich in thorium. Now we will see properties. Environmentally friendly if properly disposed. Nuclear power has one of the lowest levels of fatalities per unit of energy generated compared to other sources of energy. Uses will see. To generate electric power and atomic or nuclear power will use. The atomic energy is used in the country for many peaceful applications in the areas of power generation, healthcare, agriculture, food preservation, industry and research. Is it clear? Coming to non-conventional source of energy, solar energy. The location of solar energy all over India, because India is a tropical country. It has enormous possibilities of tapping solar energy. Photovoltaic technology converts sunlight directly into electricity. So solar energy is fast becoming more popular in rural and remote areas. Some big solar power plants are being established in different parts of India. If you see the rural areas, it minimizes the dependency of rural households on firewood and dung cakes, which in turn will contribute to environmental conservation and adequate supply of manure in agriculture. Coming to properties, environmentally friendly because it is a renewable source of energy. Coming to uses, to generate electricity, that electricity we are using for different purposes. If you see this solar power plant, it is there even in our school. Clear? Non-conventional source of energy, wind power. Now we will see location, properties and uses of windmills. These are windmills. Mostly on the higher altitudes you will find, hilly areas you will find. India has great potential of wind power. The largest wind farm clusters is located in Tamil Nadu from Nagarkoil to Madurai. Apart from this, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra and Lakshadweep have important wind farms. Nagarkoil and Jaisalmer are well known for effective use of wind energy in the country. Even in Andhra Pradesh, Simhachalam Hills and Vizag, Visakhapatnam district you can find. Now coming to properties. Wind energy is a source of renewable energy. It does not contaminate. It is inexhaustible and reduces the use of fossil fuels, which are the origin of greenhouse gases that causes global warming. Wind energy does not generate waste or contaminate water because it is environmentally friendly. Now coming to uses, it generates electricity. That electricity we will use for different purposes. Is it clear? Coming to non-conventional source of energy, biogas. What is biogas? Biogas is generated when organic compounds are fermented in the absence of air. So the decomposition of organic matters, they yield gas. It has higher thermal efficiency in comparison to kerosene, dung cakes and charcoal. Then what do we use to produce this biogas? Shrubs, farm waste, animal waste are used to produce biogas for domestic consumption in rural areas. Biogas plants are set up at municipal, cooperative and individual levels. The plants using cattle dung are known as gobar gas plants in rural India. These plants provide twin benefits to the farmers. What are they? In the form of energy and improves the quality of manure. Now coming to properties. Environmentally friendly, it is a renewable resource as well as a clean source of energy. These plants significantly curb the greenhouse effect. Now coming to uses, the biogas energy is used for domestic consumption. Is it clear? Coming to non-conventional source of energy, tidal energy. Tidal power or tidal energy is a form of hydropower that converts the energy obtained from tides into useful form of power, mainly electricity. Though not yet widely used, tidal energy has the potential for future electricity generation. Now we'll see how do we get that tidal energy. Oceanic tides can be used to generate electricity. Floodgate dams are built across inlets. During high tide, water flows into the inlet and gets trapped when the gate is closed. After the tide falls outside the floodgate, the water retained by the floodgate flows back to the sea via a pipe that carries it through a power generating turbine. In this way, the tidal energy is produced. Coming to location, in India, the Gulf of Kambat, the Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat on the western coast and Gangetic Delta in Sundarban regions of West Bengal provide ideal condition for utilizing tidal energy. Coming to properties, it is environmentally friendly. Tidal power is also relatively prosperous at low speed in contrast to wind power or solar. Water has 1000 times higher density than air, but tides are more predictable than wind and the sun. Now coming to uses, to generate electricity. Is it clear? Coming to the last non-conventional source of energy, that is geothermal energy. Usually geothermal energy is deep underground. There may be no clues above ground to what exists below ground. Some visible features of geothermal energy are volcanoes, hot springs. Geothermal energy refers to the heat and electricity produced by using the heat from the interior of the earth. Geothermal energy exists because the earth grows progressively hotter with increasing depth. Where the geothermal gradient is high, high temperatures are found at shallow depths. Groundwater in such areas absorbs heat from the rocks and becomes hot. It is so hot that when it rises to the earth's surface, it turns into steam. This steam is used to drive turbines and generate electricity. There are several hundred hot springs in India which could be used to generate electricity. but 2 experimental projects have been set up in India. That is, one is at Parvati Valley, Manikaran, Himachal Pradesh, and Poga Valley in Ladakh. Coming to the properties, it is also environmentally friendly, and the main use of it is to generate electricity. Is it clear? Now look at the differences between conventional source of energy and non-conventional source of energy. Conventional source of energy have been used since a long time, that we know, that coal, burning wood and all they were using from long back. Non-conventional source of energy are recently discovered source of energy. Conventional sources are common and widely used sources. Non-conventional are relatively new and hence are not widely used. Example, solar cells are still not widely used. Most of the conventional sources cause pollution when used. That you can see coal, when you burn coal, you will get smoke. Most of the non-conventional sources do not cause pollution when used. Conventional sources are non-renewable source of energy because they take millions of years to form. Non-conventional sources are mostly renewable sources of energy except nuclear energy. Examples of conventional sources: fossil fuels like coal, petroleum and burning wood. Examples for non-conventional are solar energy, nuclear energy, geothermal energy and energy from the oceans. Is it clear? Now coming to the conservation of energy resources. Energy is a basic requirement for economic development. Every sector of the national economy needs inputs of energy. So consumption of energy in all forms has been steadily rising all over the country. Promotion of energy conservation and increased use of renewable energy resources. These are the two planks of sustainable energy. India is presently one of the least efficient countries in the world. So we have to use our resources judiciously, because energy saved is energy produced. How do we use? Using public transport system instead of individual vehicles. Switch off electricity when not in use. Using power saving devices. Using non-conventional source of energy. In this way, we can conserve our energy resources. Is it clear, children? So, in this chapter, we discussed about what all are minerals and what are the metallic minerals, what are non-metallic minerals, what are the energy resources, and in that what are conventional and what are non-conventional, and how to conserve the energy resources as well as conserve the minerals. Is it clear?